Hi, I'm Demon, and I'm going to show you how we do a little bit of beveling on beams in position. So, have a look. Now with bevel, to get yourself comfortable in a position that you like, we're going to actually cut this uphand because it's easier, everything flows away. The most important thing to do on a bevel is you actually got to get it hot. So you got to preheat it so it's almost red hot, and then you'll cut into it. And now you can see. But if you don't preheat it, your bevel will be choppy. It won't be nice and smooth. But you gotta watch you don't get it too hot because you don't want the slag to stick to the metal. So there's a fine line between it. And you'll see as you progress with cutting what's sticking and what's not. See here, what I'm doing is I'm preheating my bevel before I start. Now you don't have to go all the way because it's not that heavy a material, but if you do, that's alright. Because we will get heat progressing here. See how we got a really nice cut here? It's nice and smooth, even. You'll see a few jagged marks in here. That's more or less my breath control. Plus I'm going freehand, uphill. Now you see the difference where I had it nice and hot, and now you'll see a temperature difference. So it was still a lot colder here. So if I wanted the rest of this bevel to look like what it does down there, I would have had to just put a little more heat on that, and it would have been nice and glassy. But at the same time, that doesn't really matter. We'll clean that up with a grinder. The thing is, where's my land at? See, I cut, so there's like no land all the way. It's nice and straight, and that's what I want for that full bevel. So I'll just clean that up with a grinder and I'm good. And there's one way of beveling. I'll show you on the next one. Now for your beam splice, you'll want to do the same thing on this side, because we'll weld from both sides, and then one single bevel on this side of the beam, and the exact same on the opposite beam, so we can get full penetration. So we'll show you a few more clips here on full prep for this beam, and we'll get started. And notice for beveling, I'll set to maximum heat fuel propagation, and I'll run my tip full heat for a bevel. Always run fast. See how it just jumped? That's the most amount of acetylene this tip will burn. There. And adjust to a neutral flame. Preheat again. The only thing sometimes with preheat, if you don't grind off the rust, you'll actually kind of burn off your chalk line. So it makes it a little hard to see. So once you're done preheating, you can always add that line back. It'll be a little nicer. Notice my arm position, bracing my elbow against my leg, and making myself sturdy, and then I can just rotate my wrist, and then elevate up, and up. Breathing control is very important, especially if you're trying to do a lot of a longer freehand run. Now for the center. Now you can come take a look. Now you can come take a look at that and see the difference. See, if you want to get a little down and dirty and you don't want to work on this side, you can work from the bottom side, but know that you're always going to roll or be able to melt those edges down. It's just not slag, it's kind of melted. So we'll have to do a little bit more grinding, and then it can come in and out from your edge, right? But sometimes it's body position. There's many ways to do things right, do things wrong. All it means is more or less grinding for prep. And now we'll clean it up and you'll see what it looked like when we're done grinding for prep. And there we go. Here's your finished prep for this joint. So these are single bevels. And when I put both of them together, they'll be double bevels. But you don't bevel them on both sides, just two on one side. So that was freehand. And now I'm going to show you how to cut beam with a guide. So here what we got is a partially broken 2-foot magnetic level, and we'll stick her to the side. Right? Easiest way, wherever your line is, pull it back. That's how you'd set the guide for a straight cut. But for a bevel, it's a lot different. You know, as you see, as a bevel, you're going to be here, right? So now you have to go. Yep. And there's about your angle. Now these I'm putting about 40-45 degree angle for the bevel. Most applications are 30 degree, but when we go to structural beam, it tends to be 45. So you can get in the groove, fill her up. So now we'll heat that up and run it the same course. And you notice that was a little bit quicker. There's a couple less things you had to focus on. So whatever works best for you. Magnetic guide, clamp guide, freehand. Who really cares? How quick can you get the job done? How clean can you do it? How much grinding time do you have in the end? I usually don't use a grinder a lot. Cordless grinder gets rid of most of the slack. If it doesn't, then you need to work on your cutting a bit more. Marked out. I don't have a guide built for this size of beam, so we're going to do another freehand, but I'm going to show you another technique that works really well rather than preheating the whole thing. So have a look at this. And basically what it is I've got my total bevel mark where I need to finish, but I'll actually make 2 cuts. So straight on along that line, I will cut for a few inches, and then I'll go down and do the finished bevel. I'll go ahead, cut the top half, come down, cut the bottom half. What that does is gets you used to the motion, plus it preheats for the bevel, and you can get it really clean and go over your marks. So, see what a difference that makes, right? So you don't have to preheat, but just go take small chunks and go back. Small chunks, go back. And you can do a really nice job beveling. So you don't have to try to get that one bevel done in one cut. Choose usually kind of difficult unless you're doing it really hot or very consistent with speed. This technique also works well for beveling around shapes. Saw in, saw back, saw in, saw back. Key to any intermediate passes is don't go too hot. You don't want your rods to be spitting off splatter, because then it's a lot harder to clean in between the beams here. Remember, every pass should be free of slag, wagon tracks, and any other inclusions before you put the next pass. Obviously, we're in the midst of our splice here. I've done my first passes all the way around. I've done my first pass, first and second fill on my web. And now I'm going to do my cap on my web. Then I will flip it over and do the flanges on the flat. And then after that, we'll clean up the backs and do a back weld on the seams and be done. One trick when you're doing any weave fill, when you stop on the side, you gotta wait for the liquid puddle to go past the rod. Then you know it's fully wetted in. You see? Stop, wet over, stop, wet over, and continue. All you're doing is moving around a molten puddle. And look at it that way. If you notice while you're watching me, anytime I finish, when I come across, I always whip back over top of itself so as not to create a lump at the end. I want it to be sloped up, so when I start up here and go in, I'm not entrapping any slag within the passes. always flip it. Well, after our cutting, our beveling, fit up, and weld procedure, we have completed splice on our 10-inch wide flange. I hope you found something useful. Till next time, we'll see you in hell.